This is well. First of all, thank you for supporting our mission and for creating the space for us to have this conversation. You know, it's a special time in the world right now, and a special time for us, I think, as sales leaders in the industry. If you want, you can. I had a bunch of slides, but I actually think just one slide will suffice. So you can go to slide 3. I think what makes this such an important time is that many of us have known about the inequality when it comes to topics like diversity in the tech industry. And this is a slide that has existed for some time in various forms. Been talking about it myself for many MSP webinars and sessions. And I think and the punchline of this slide is that the tech industry has continued to be a very exclusive and elitist community, and we're living in a moment, I think, where we have an opportunity to change this. And as sales leaders, this is our time. On one hand, SaaS businesses are leading the economic recovery. And at the same time, there are tens of millions of workers who need to get back on their feet. Many of these individuals who will not have their old jobs to return to. Many of these individuals who come from underrepresented backgrounds. Many of these individuals who are not part of our primary networks, don't live in our zip codes. And so we don't know their stories. And, diversity is such a multifaceted issue. It is as multifaceted as the population of workers who are looking to get back on their feet. I think in the last couple of months, there has been a collective consciousness around the Black Lives Matter movement. And there has been a greater sense of awareness around DEI. Many companies have issued statements, have started to have conversations internally. And it's so important that we've started to really consciously and thoughtfully take our first steps. I know some of us have been thinking about advances in DEI for some time, and many of us are just taking their first steps. And I think the question for this moment is, what is your commitment in making sure that your awareness around the Black Lives Matter movement creates a lasting change in your organization? I think that is the question of the day. And it starts with, I think, understanding the stories of the individuals who are impacted by the status quo. And so I wanted to spend most of the time with Alicia. So please welcome Alicia Mitchell. She is an SDR at Inside View. A big shout out to Tracy, Jenny, and Kelsey over there. They have been big proponents of DEI over the years. And I'm really excited to have Alicia share a little bit about her story and lend her voice to this conversation. So welcome, Alicia.
Thank you so much, Raheem.
So, so maybe you can tell us a little bit about your role today.
Absolutely. So as an SDR for Insight View, I pretty much am the person that handles prospecting. So we do inbound and outbound in my particular role, but it's very enjoyable for me because we offer a solution that helps so many different individuals, especially with making sure that their CRM is cleaned and making sure that they have the prospects that they need to even be able to keep running their own businesses.
Yeah, most definitely. And I hear you're also, you've also had a lot of success in this role very quickly. You've broken a lot of records. Can you tell us about that for a second as well?
Absolutely. So when I got the role with Inside View, I just had this mindset where I came in to win. And of course, it was was a little bit of a struggle with just trying
Mm.
to break into tech as
Mhm.
you know, as we've been talking about. But once I made it in, I just wanted to make it my mission to show that I deserve to be here. Like
Mhm.
I'm here to get the job done, to leave a lasting impact, and to definitely show others that, you know, that this is an option. You can do it.
Mm. Yeah, most definitely. I think your individual story um, is so inspiring and so telling, because I think there's a big question many of us ask ourselves, which is, why don't we see more people from underrepresented backgrounds in our recruiting funnels, right? And so how do we solve for that? Maybe you could, I mean, share with us a little bit about just sort of overall your story. Why you said it was hard for you to break into tech. Why was it hard for you to break into tech? Um,
Absolutely, Raheem. Very good question. So, I had been trying to break into tech for probably about 2.5 to 3 years before I actually started seeing the ads for SVA Academy.
mhm,
And I would try to submit my application on my own. I would try to connect with the recruiters in HR via LinkedIn. And I also had some friends that were also in tech, and I felt like that might be an easier way for me to get in as well, but of course
mm,
it was not. So when SVA popped up, I was like, ooh, this sounds too good to be true. But of course, you know, let's give it a go and see what happens. So SVA has definitely been the platform that's allowed me to break into tech. So I'm forever grateful to you and Joel for creating this platform.
oh, thank you. I think like the broader, yeah, I think, what's interesting is like thinking about, the relationship between this issue and the employers that we work with and the sales leaders in the audience. I know one thing you've brought up before is the importance of role modeling for you.
Mhm.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit about like, why that has been such a big issue for you as you've thought about it, like on your journey to breaking into the tech industry.
Absolutely. So I grew up in a military town in Virginia, Virginia Beach. And so just thinking about, I feel like you aspire to be what's around you. And there isn't many tech companies there. It's a military town. So you see your typical teacher, you know, you see your typical um, grocery store workers, your doctors, lawyers, accountants, but there's not that many tech role models to aspire to be. And then even still, it's like even if you're exposed to someone in tech, you also have the barrier of trying to be able to break into tech,
Mm,
which seems to be a little bit of a struggle for people of different social economic backgrounds,
hmm.
people of different geographies, and of course, even most basically, people of different skin colors. So yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, Alicia, there's so much for us to talk about on this particular topic, but in the interest of time, I want to just sort of close with a call to action around this last topic, around role modeling. And I think one way in which we can answer our question, what is our commitment to making Black Lives Matter and this energy we have around this movement, creating a lasting change in the organization, is spending time to coach and support and provide knowledge transfer and love and attention to individuals like your former self who were um, really excited about the tech industry. So, I think the call to action I want to point everyone to is, if you are interested in mentoring um, underrepresented early sales career professionals, um, we would love to hear from you. We have a Slack channel. Eric is I think in the Slack channel on our team right now, and can help share more information on how you can get involved. Thank you.